We've got a great field of 8 sidecars here, ready to go. Got 10 on the line, and the lights are out. We'll get a good start from Barry and Stu. That Premier V4, that's always going to get it off the line very well, and they're going to go right around the outside and go side by side. So it's the Carl Cox Motorsport machine of Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. They are leading this one. Bryce Rose and Adam Unsworth doing the driving there. They're up in second place, and then we go back to Dennis and Dan ahead of Andy and Tina. So this one's going to be all on. 10 lapper here. Sidecars always exciting around Ruapuna as they go around the Icon corner and scream towards the left-hander. Not much room for a sidecar around that. It's a very tight left-hander and very narrow exit to that corner, but Barry Smith, Stu Dorr, absolutely on fire at the moment.
Yeah, certainly Barry to show his upper hand. He's looking at all the class there, that's for sure. So well done to Barry, the English-born racer that's proud to call a Kiwi now. Has brought his whole family over here and sort of brought his love of sidecar racing back again. He didn't do that when he first arrived in the country. He was a bit of a silent hero. Somebody, in fact, I remember hearing a story a number of years ago that there was an ex-British champion. Of course, this man's got his talent, and if you actually start to have a chat with Barry, very quiet, unassuming guy, never boasts anything about it. He has raced the world's best circuits, this guy. So a fine CV of racing around the globe, and an all-round nice guy as well. Super guy. Shout out to his beautiful family from all around between Tauranga and the Manawatu and around the place. So neat to have them. Oh, there it is, the work going on there by Adam there in that second place, and gets out of the corner and gets it sideways. Had a neat chat to Doug Corns this morning, because Doug's a first timer. In fact, here he is, the guys politely, folks, that we'll say over 21 twice. You get the idea. And he's never been to the South Island before. How's that? So here it is. Yeah, exactly. He looks at it. I don't blame you. And so she's all that. So obviously he's never been to the site before. I said, so what was it like out there? He says, holy hell, there's so much to learn out there. So, and that's what people talk about, is this technically advanced track out there. And his biggest sort of coming on YouTube with fear but anticipation was he's thinking of the dipper and just what it was going to do for him. And he said it wasn't so much the dipper, he says, but straight afterwards you're then turning left again. And he said it's really busy. So there's the excitement from a guy politely a few years on, and there he is racing. In fact, Barry himself now, folks, he's over 60 years of age out in front. So these guys are really putting their body on the line in a massive way. So neat to see them. The Carl Cox Motorsport, shout out to Carl, wherever you are around the globe. Carl, understand probably Australia at the moment, but the British DJ sensation, loves motorsport. He had a passion for New Zealand. I remember the first time I was ever introduced to him, he'd actually been into Queenstown and said, hey, there's some racing going on. We want to whip over and have a look what's going on. It was, in fact, over at levels at Timaru, and the boys flew over and just got in for the racing. And to think of what a megastar he is, and then to find out he's got such an interest in New Zealand racing. He's gone on to sponsor the Hyosung Cup in the Auckland region. He's gone on to sponsor sidecars for the Suzuki International Series, and he's even, in fact, a sponsor of the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park in Taupo as well. So he's putting it in always with teams, with riders, individuals, people like Toby Summers and these crew, and also back to Tracy and Joe, who are in this field as well. But they're on an F2 powered machine. They had a little bit of bad luck yesterday, so hopefully going to get a finish out there today. So smaller unit, less power, only the 600cc as compared to the 1000, but still putting a huge amount on the racetrack. So neat to see. Thank you to Carl Cox Motorsport.
All right, the update is Barry Smith and Stu Dorr flying through the line, taking off another lap. They're at 1:38.8. That's really good. So this is really good from them. We've got the sidecar lap record is a 1:38.0 from Colin Buckley at Robbie Shorter. So they're only 8/10 of a second off lap record pace on a beautiful day here in the Garden City. So Barry Smith, Stu Dorr, Bryce Rose in second place, but already 3.1 seconds back there. So dominant performance from Barry and Andy Scribner and Tina McEwen. Now right on the back of that number 12 machine. So look out for the battle. Second and third place. It's really heating up. Dennis Charlotte, Dan Jenkins doing the swing in there. They're in fourth place. We go back to Gordy McEwen and Louis Scribner back in fifth. Mark Halls, Michelle McLean. Cool to have them as a new pairing in New Zealand sidecar racing. They're also on the F2 smaller 600cc powered machine on the CTR blue and orange rig. So that's the number 69. They're in sixth place. We go back to Chris and Richie Lawrence on the number 11. That's seventh place for them. Tracy and Joe on the Carl Cox Motorsport City Honda F2 machine. Eighth place for them. We go to Darryl Williams, Brian Flynn. In ninth, we go to Doug Corns doing the pasturing for Dave MacArthur on the No Bull Shed F1 machine. They are back in 10th place. So keep an eye on this one here. It's pretty good out in front. Carl Cox Motorsport City Honda machine of Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, but it's the battle for second place. It's red hot through the Aeon Dipper at the moment, and we go out of there. Just no answer at the moment. That Aprilia V4 Boss Engineering machine gets out of the corner so good, and it's going to take a big move from Andy Scrivener and Tina McKeown, but they are the two-time defending New Zealand sidecar champions, and Andy Scrivener, a multi-time New Zealand sidecar champion. He's won so many times, about an 8 or 9 time New Zealand champion, and he's been racing in 4 different decades, so in the 2020s now, his 5th decade on the racetrack, so going back way back into the 80s, so brilliant stuff to have him, and he is all over the back, and he's going to go up the inside, so I think he's going to get that job done into turn 1. What a move, just stalked him down the front straight, dived it in there, and we've got a new man in second place. Andy Scrivener, Tina McKeown, the defending champions, now up in second place, but a massive 5.1 seconds off Barry Smith in first place, so looks like plenty of work to do. 7 laps still to go in this one. We've got Dennis and Dan there in 4th, Robbie and Lewis still in 5th place, and then we go absolutely on here at the moment. So the left-hander, there's no holds bar here. This is sidecar racing at its finest. It's brilliant.
Indeed, an opportunity to look out for them in those neat battles going on. The races within the races, cool to see. And we were going to that time because I thought that we were going to watch the chance for Adam and Bryce to try and squeeze up on the inside. Got to talk about Team Scrivener. You've got Andy here. You've got son Lewis, who actually swings for Gordy out there. So it's not a father and son combo, but father and son are both in the same race. And of course, daughter Eve, who rides out there in the 150s as well. And speaking of Eve and the other girls, 10 ladies competing at our championship this year, folks. 10 ladies. Well done. 4 through the sidecars. 3, of course, with our previous class with the 150s. You got Ev, of course, out there in her 600s as well. So neat to see the woman in our sport. We love it. In fact, see, women in motorsport have got to focus. And congratulations to Motorcycling New Zealand as well, choosing to now get a commissioner for our women's side of our sport. So we want a focus around women in our sport. And I've got to say congratulations to Team Kawi Girls for putting together the women's motocross event just last month at the outcome of that was, of course, to have Courtney Duncan, our World Woman Motocross Champion, at that event and showing us her class, but more importantly, signing autographs. And we had a number of interviews and talks with her about just how we can advance our sport with women. And the focus on junior women in motocross is just massive. And that was a real cool event because although the girls could race in the other both sex fields, there was also dedicated fields just for women. And we've got a young lady from Radahi, for example, Karate. Talent she is as a young girl on a motocross bike. So it's neat to know that we're going to be building this, and we want to really focus on our women in sport. So Brad, just a sideline, but something very important.
Oh yeah, very, very cool. It's awesome stuff here at New Zealand Superbike Racing coming live here, and 7.4 seconds was the gap. Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, they are on fire. The Carl Cox Motorsport City Honda rig flying through the Christchurch Casino carousel at the moment. That battle for second is red hot still. They're in the carousel now. It's still with the 99. Andy Scrivener, Tina McKeown doing the passing there, and just a great defensive job. Nothing in that battle there. Adam Unsworth, Bryce Rose on the Boss Aprilia. That is really neat to see these guys here. These guys are very experienced campaigners and putting on a show here. Dan and Dennis Charlotte, he's won so many different titles in road racing. One of the only titles he hasn't won is the sidecar title. And he's been doing this for a few years now and going from strength to strength. Dan Jenkins, a very accomplished solo rider out there doing the passengering, and a good team there on the 83. Gordy McHugh, Louis Scrivener on the Team 19 machine. They're having a good battle with Mark Hall's Michelle McLean. So F2 and F1 machine, so different power setups. So this will be good to watch. They'll get better and better as the weekend goes on. They seem to come alive at the end of the race when those tyres start getting some heat into them. So they are in the Aeon Dipper at the moment. And that's a red hot battle. So there's plenty of battles on track. We've still got 5 laps to go in this one. And at the moment, the man dominating this one, Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, got a 7.5 second advantage. Back to Andy Scrivener and Tina McKeown, who are narrowly holding off Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose. Racing
brought to us by Mega Motorcycle Centre, stockers of the South Island's largest range of motorcycle tyres, parts, accessories for bikes of any brand. And here we go. Looking out for the battles, looking out how close are they? Look across there, you think there's only one, the other one perfectly in the silhouette, so well done. The boys punching out of the corner, and that's the speed of the fantastic new V1000, the Aprilia powered unit. That is brilliant to watch. And there you've got, of course, the man we just call Scrivy, and he's got the racing skills. As Brad mentioned, 5 decades of riding from the 80s, 90s into the new millennium and through into the 10s and the 20s, and now here we are moving on from that. So great to see this kind of experience, and that's what he's got. And little Tina, you want to see when she gets on the podium? Tiny little thing. How's she out there to control the whole geometry of that machine? She is a mega, and when you talk to her, she's still actually shaking when she's on the podium as well. And the tautness of her muscles incredible. And just for a tiny little lady like that, I tell you what, she should be in the elite athletes class of women in sport. These are the unsung heroes, and big time. Name me another sport where you've got this kind of thing going on with a petite athlete trying to do a big, strong muscle game. It is amazing. So bring it on. For those of you that have ever had the buzz to be on the side of a sidecar, you'll know what it's like. I had the privilege, and only about 60 to 70% of the sidecar's potential, and I came off shaking like a leaf. So to certainly know what ladies like Tina are doing out there, Joe doing the swinging also out there as well, taking nothing away from her. And in fact, with our other ladies to mention, Michelle, who's there on Mark Walls' little F2 machine. So actually, she's got to actually do a little bit more to help the machine, because the machine's short of 400cc. So Michelle, petite young lady as well, she's got to do the work there for Mark. So bring it on, taking nothing away from Tracy, who's the rider. That is big stuff to be out there and racing sidecars. Well done. Bring it on with our Superwoman.
All right, last time around was a 140.9 for Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, so evenly matched for pace with Andy and Adam. So this one here, it'll be good to see these times all broken down. If can get a bit of a better start and see if he can run with Barry next time around. This one here is on at the moment. 7.7 seconds is the gap, so Barry Smith is just in cruise control at the moment. Awesome man to have. Stu Dorr doing the patching, so first time pairing this summer for these guys on the Carl Cox Motorsports City Honda machine with ProTech Developments, super finishing and modal oils, all part of this number 73 machine. That is the F1 machine that Barry had a pretty decent crash here a couple of years ago and suffered some big injuries. So cool to see him back here on the long bike, the F1 machine, and doing a really good job. He is ticking the laps off nicely. There's going to be 3 laps to go when they cross the line. Still in second place is the 99, but he's on the grass. He's come out of the dipper and lit up the back wheel, managed to get on the grass. He's managed to save it too, so that is using all his decades of experience. Andy Scribner, a wild ride out of the Aon Insurance dipper. We go back to the number 12. They're flying there in third place, and now right in with a chance here. So the podium is the 3 of them, but the order they're going to finish in is certainly not decided yet. We go back to 4th and 5th place, which is Dennis Charlotte, Dan Jenkins, and then the Lawrence brothers in there having a good battle with the 19 of Gordy McEwen and Louis Scribner. So this is all on. There's battles all over the track, and I can't keep my eyes off this one here. The battle for the podium, red hot at the moment.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't so much that Scrivy was on the grass. It was a big cloud of dust, so he obviously took more than just a blade of grass off the edge of it. He certainly had a whole wheel on that, so there was a huge bit of dust came up, so it gave us an idea how completely off the track they were. Only one man could save it from that, the legendary Scrivy. Great to have him with us, still in class. He took a little bit of a break from our sport. We missed him for a few years, and he's come back with this new sidecar. Love it, called the sponsor sticker on the side, and he sort of put sponsor stickers there and there. You do it from the grassroots, you do it because you love it. You don't do 5 decades of sidecar racing because you've got nothing else to do. Passionate about our sport, all around nice guy. And you wait till you see these combinations when they come up onto the podium at the end of this race. Cool people that love sidecar racing. Going sideways on 3 wheels.
All right, it's on, it's raging into Southern Sound. Adam Unsworth looks like he might have snuck up the inside. And there it is, change of position for second place. So Adam really turning on the speed at the business end of this one here. There's going to be 2 laps to go when Barry Smith crosses the line. He's out of the turn 10 sweeper at the moment, but the battle for second place is right on at the moment. So, oh, and then we've got Adams just lit the back wheel up, spun off. He's kept it straight up. He's run off on the grass, and a pretty good recovery, but he's lost a lot of time. Good to see he's managed to recover that one there. So a bit of drama here, almost identical to what Andy Scribner did a lap ago. But this time here doesn't quite straighten it up in time. He runs off of the grass, uses quite a bit of real estate, but that's sort of giving a bit of breathing room back to the 99. Andy Scribner, he's going to find second place now all on his own, but it's 11.6 seconds. So these guys grass tracking is playing right into the hands of the legendary Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. They are out there, 141.5 that last time around, so definitely settled into a pace now, and 2 laps to go with a commanding lead at the moment.
Brad, I asked Bryce yesterday on the podium, I said, first time here. He said, well, not the first time here, he said, because I've been over to Ruapuna Speedway. So I think that's what he was doing there. He was trying to get back to the dirt, wasn't he, as an ex-Speedway sidecar man. So there he is, and it's the first time he's ever been on the Tar Steel. So cool story. I said, hey, what do you think of this place? And he said, yeah, it was busy out there, a lot of work to do. Well, I tell you what, as far as the sidecar swinger is concerned, probably lucky that they spun in that direction, because that's the counterbalance of the swinger, and Bryce would have been busy as good, strong, thick set goal, keeping a level head about it. But I'm going to ask him for that one on the podium, just what it was like going sideways in the dirt. Was he wanted to head back to Ruapuna Speedway, where his first visits were to this great Mike Perry Motorsport Park.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished speedway swinger. Bryce, great to have him teaming up with the number 12 machine, the legendary Adam Unsworth. So that pairing there, they were awesome around the streets of Wanganui. 2 wins at the Cemetery Circuit. And phenomenal stuff from them. So coming from strength to strength, had a lot of trouble about 12 months ago getting that Aprilia engine all sorted. They had ignition issues amongst other things, and now to hear that thing fired up on the racetrack is music to our ears, as we've got the white flag out. So 1 lap to go for Barry Smith and Stu Dorr. They're flying at the moment on the Carl Cox Motorsport City Honda rig. They have a dominant over 11-second advantage back to the bright green 99 machine. Andy Scriven and Tina McEwen, who in turn have a comfy buffer back to Adam and Bryce, who did a lot of grass tracking, but managed to get that back. So pretty good stuff here. We've still got 9 on track. Dave MacArthur and Doug Corns on the Noble Shed machine. They have pulled into the pit, so hopefully everything's okay with them. The update, Barry Smith and Stu Dorr ahead of Andy Scriven and Tina McEwen. We go to Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose in third, Dennis Charlotte and Dan Jenkins in a lonely old ride for 4th place, but good job there. The Lawrence brothers have managed to get themselves into 4th place and have got a 1.2 second advantage. Back to Gordy McEwen and Louis Scrivener, and then we go to the 2 F2 machines. First on track is in 7th place Mark Halls, Michelle McLean on the CTR blue machine, and then we go back to the 2nd of the City Honda Carl Cox Motorsport machine. That's the F2 rig of Tracy Bron and Joe Mickelson. Cool to have the ladies out there going at it. And then 9th place Darryl Williams and Brian Flynn. So still got 9 runners out there, and we're on the final over this one, and it looks like Anita's answer will stop Barry Smith running away with this one.
Hey, what a neat battle going on here between Gordy as well and the famous Lawrence brothers. The story of the Lawrence brothers is incredible. Had the privilege of knowing their late great father Flank, an Englishman who came out to work in New Zealand, made Taupo his home, his lovely wife Jan. They were stalwarts of travelling to clubs and helping out. They'd go through events from Taupo. They'd go to Pukekohe and take their caravan and park it up, and all Frank wanted to do was turn up and help the club. And he ran a great event between Christmas and New Year each year on the old Taupo circuit, and his rules were no prize money, no protest. That's all he wanted. It was, you went there for the fun of it, participation. He was a neat guy, and of course the boys had their affections. So the chicken flag to take nothing away there. But anyway, just a cool story about the Lawrence family, and I'll tell you more as the day proceeds. We love them, and you will as well. Who's going to win out of that battle? So keep your eyes on the 11 and 19 out there between the Lawrence brothers and Gordy and young Louis out there. So great one. But Brad, there it is, the show. Let's bring it home for second.
Yeah, this is good stuff here. Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, they're going to take that one there comfortably in the end. Andy and Tina are going to finish 2nd place. That's good stuff from them. Saw them at the Suzuki International Series at the start of December, and they were both nursing quite bad shoulder injuries. So for them to get on the box there in 2nd place, brilliant stuff. A 24-second win for Barry and Stu, and 0.8 of a second off lap record pace. So I'm not sure if Barry would have known that, but that is fast around here, 1:38.8. Brilliant start from Barry and Stu. But Adam Unsworth, Bryce Rose, they're going to finish there in 3rd place after using every inch of Ruapuna and more. They got a 1:40.5 was their fastest lap of the race. So knowing they've got some pretty good speed going forward, they're going to finish on 3rd place there. Dennis Charlotte, Dan Jenkins on the Mega Motorcycle Centre 83 machine. That's 4th place for them. Then we go to 5th place for the Lawrence brothers. Shout out to Richie, had a decent accident 12 months ago at the Cemetery Circuit, and good to see him back here going forward. So Chris and Richie Lawrence in 5th place. Gordon McEwen, Louis Scrivener doing the passengering there. That's 6th place on the bright green number 19 machine. And then we go back to the battle of the F2 machines. It's going to be the 69 of Mark Halls, Michelle McLean. They're going to get 7th place. And then go back to Tracy Bryan and Joe Mickelson, getting faster and faster as the weekend goes on. So that was their fastest lap of the race, a 1:48.5. So over a second quicker than Mark and Michelle's fastest lap. So all looking good for the lovely ladies at the Carl Cox Motorsport team. That is our Mega Motorcycle Centre. Race 2 for the sidecars in the books. It's Barry Smith and Stu Dorr on the top, with Andy Scrivener, Tina McEwen in 2nd place, Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose rounding out our podium. We're going to let them finish their outlap, and then we'll cross down to Neil. And just a big thank you to Mega Motorcycle Centre. The largest range of motorcycle tyres in the South Island, and the home of parts and accessories for any bike and any brand. So look them up. Mega Motorcycle Centre, long-time supporters of motorcycling Canterbury. So we'll cross down to Neil, who will have our sidecar race 2 podium.
Well, we'll start again with Bryce. And yesterday, Bryce, you said you had an affection to the Ruapuna Speedway. Well, we thought then for a minute, actually, you were trying to head in that direction. There was a bit of dirt coming out of the back of the machine.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to do a left to come off the track, and I'm only used to going right to the Speedway, mate. So even I couldn't bring that one back. I had to rely on Adam there.
Hey, the race you were having with Scrivy there was awesome, wasn't it? How intense was it there to be the swinger?
Oh, it was great. It was great to put the pressure on, and yeah, we almost did it, but we'll see what happens, eh?
See what happens. Come and do it again. Great to see. Oh, look at the smile on this man's face. You're just getting better. You're feeling good. What a start on that occasion too, Adam. That was much better.
Yeah, look, the Aprilia gets off the line really well. You know, gets really good drive. So, like yesterday, we got the ripper start, got the lead, and then second corner's a red light. So it was but yeah, look, we're having a ball. You know, it's going really well. We're really enjoying it, and yeah, we're having a good battle with Scrivy there, and yeah, just got away on me through the dipper. And I just lit up, and it gets to a point where you can't bring it back. And it mounted the grass, so yeah, did a bit of grass tracking for a while to get back on track, but we didn't lose the position, so look, we're really stoked with third. It's 2/3, so it's a long championship. We'll just keep building points, and yeah, it's great. Looking forward to the GP this afternoon.
Beautiful, good work. Yeah, exactly, building on it. That's the part I like. Yeah, that's thank you, Scrivy. We will talk about Tina. Tina holding on there. What an epic race. That was just colossal with those boys. Were you able to reach out and touch the other machine at times?
Yeah, pretty much. I think there was a little bit of rubbing, but yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good race. It was a shame that they actually, spun out a bit, because I was kind of enjoying it, but at the same time I was like, oh please, let's just get some space. No, it was good. Awesome race.
Hey, what does it feel like to be swinging with this legend, because it's his experience that's pulling you through?
Oh yeah, most definitely, and I trust him explicitly. All I'm there to is hang on, and I know he can do it.
Yeah, but hang on, he can do it all right. He can do it all right. Scrivy, it's, as much as it's a second place again, but what an epic race you had there with Adam and Bryce.
Oh man, I tell you, that probably 1,000 just grunts off the line, and we struggled for like 2 or 3 laps trying to get up with them. And I was thinking, oh no, here we go, he's the third in the back in this race. But we managed to get past him, and then he got past us again under brakes, I think, into the turn 1. But there's a couple of really hairy moments there coming out of the dipper and stuff, out of the hairpin, and I think we had a good rub and touch, but I just couldn't turn it into the hairpin, and I knew he was going to get me, but so I just took the defensive inside line, and I knew he couldn't pass me, but he tried, man. Full credit to Adam. He really tried, man. It was awesome racing. Awesome. Well done, guys.
Yeah, beautiful words. Love that indeed. Well, an opportunity to talk to our winning combo here at the moment, and certainly with Stu doing the work out there. Getting a bit lonely out there, guys, isn't it? You're that far in front. Do you look behind yourself and gauge what it's like, Stu?
Yeah, well, I thought after yesterday the boys might be a bit closer, but once again I was like, where is everybody? So, yeah, as yesterday, we didn't expect to be out that far in front. Me and Barry are gelling really well, especially on the circuits now, sort of getting that rhythm going, so, and it's paying off.
Indeed. All right, a little moment for the other boys when they come out of the dipper. You guys had that part right. What is that experience? What do you put it down to?
I think it's just getting to learn each bit of the track. We're good in some parts and not in others. We other guys are better in some parts where we're not. So it's a bit of a compromise. Yep. You've just got to try and get every lap right and take it lap by lap.
Beautiful to see. Hey, Barry, nice to see the smile on your face. Thoroughly deserve it again. But hey, as much as you're out in front, you're not exactly finding it too easy. You've got to work for that.
Oh, definitely. It was nice to just put in a couple of really quick laps at the start there just to make a gap, and then I saw the pit board and we kind of controlled the race from there, really. We eased off a bit and just kept the gap basically, but that was the plan from the word go, so it worked really well.
Hey, it does work really well. It's awesome sidecar racing, folks. You're seeing it as part of NZSBK 2021. Scrivy's putting his thumbs up. We put our thumbs up. Everybody's bunching together. It's a family sport. We're loving it. Thanks to our sponsors, Aon with Pirelli, Paris, Nothing Without Control, and of course, part of this NZSBK Mac Media. And we love it on Sky Sport Next.